All right, let's get into it. We have a question from Al Chapin. Might be saying this wrong. Has anybody considered going right to the hard questions? I like it, short and sweet. Given that we know the relative difficulty distribution of questions, like 15 to 20 is where it gets tough. Interesting. So they're saying like questions 15 through question 20 in a section is where it gets tough. Yeah. I mean, just for context, as the section goes, like as you go from question 1 through 25 or 26, it in general increases in difficulty, not like a 1-to-1 ratio, like not like as this increases, the other one increases perfectly, but they're going to get harder near the end. So I think that for context, we're not saying that questions 15 through 20 are the hardest. It's just like around there is where they start getting a little bit harder. Yeah. And then anything through the end of the section is pretty difficult. And so then the rest of this question is just, has anybody tried and been successful with going straight into the harder questions? Okay, awesome. So could work, but it also might not. And I think this brings up a really good point in terms of what we want you to do when you're studying with the LSAT, when you're studying for the LSAT, is trial and error, experiment. Like, yeah, try new things, see what works, but don't keep doing the same thing over and over if it's not helping you, if it's not actually useful or helpful or effective. And so maybe you try this first. Maybe you go through and you do some sections, or not full sections. I mean, you'd have to like manufacture a section that was all 4 and 5-star difficulty questions if you wanted to just do a full section of that. But you might want to do some 5-10 question drills where you set the difficulty as harder or hardest. You could start doing the ends of those sections. Honestly, this is kind of similar to what I started doing when I was studying. I was like, oh yeah, let me just get right through to it. Let's see those hardest questions. But I didn't do that forever because I realized that, yeah, those are hard, but also a lot of the ones that maybe I wasn't seeing when I was just looking at the pool of the most difficult questions are also pretty difficult. Like they're all testing very similar lines of reasoning, all the same question types, just doing it in different ways, more convoluted language, more trap answers as you get into those harder questions. So long story short, yeah, totally could work, but also it might not. And you maybe want to try it until it's no longer serving you. And so in terms of other things that you might want to experiment with, like maybe you try these hard questions, it's not working out for you. You go back and you start off with the easiest questions. You're getting your confidence back, you're getting your accuracy up, then you amp it up to medium questions. We also have a nice little adaptive drill feature on 7Sage that lets you just try new questions and they'll give you an easier or harder one based on if you got the last one right. But there's so many other things that you could experiment with. Let's list a few while we're at it. You might also want to be experimenting with maybe a different order for RC passages. I have some students that start with the passage that has the most questions because you can see right away when you open the section on 7Sage as well as on the real test how many questions each of them have. They're just kind of all divided off with a little separator. So you might want to start with the hardest one if you want. Or some of my students look through, or sorry, hardest one, the one with the most questions. Some of my students look through and they look for the comparative first because that one really freaks them out. They have a good strategy for it and they're going to use that right away so that they can save themselves time for other questions. People like to experiment with skipping strategies, like maybe skipping a certain question type. I always save parallel or parallel flaw till the end. Maybe if you realize that you're spending more than a minute on the stimulus of a question, you're really just not even understanding where's the conclusion, flag it, make sure that you can keep on moving and continue on. You can always come back to those. That's part of the skipping strategy if you want to distribute your time well enough that you have time to look back at those other ones. Some people like to read answer choices in a different order, bottom up, in the middle. I will say that if you want to do something different there, just pick something and stick to it. People have different strategies for comparative passages. Like, do I read passage A first, then questions, then passage B, then questions? Or do I just read passage A and B and then answer all the questions together? And so when you're going through and you're trying all of these different strategies, really just think about what we learn as a way to understand the LSAT, the ideal experiment. Like what makes an experiment ideal, really great conditions, we try to control for different variables. You don't try to test more than one thing at a given time. And so like if you're trying this all hard questions and you're also trying all these other random strategies that are a little bit more experimental, you're not going to really know what's working and you're probably going to feel very divided, very pulled in every which direction. And also don't write something off just because it doesn't initially, like right away, give you that score jump that you're looking for, or maybe save you time. A lot of these strategies, like that RC comparative strategy, for example, are really helpful, but there's a little bit of a learning curve. I mean, this whole test has a pretty big learning curve. You got to keep practicing until you're at that sweet spot where you're really understanding the purpose behind the strategy. You can do the strategy really quickly and you are confident enough that you are getting those right answers. So all that to say, thank you so much for listening and hopefully that's helpful to you and anybody else who's listening with a similar issue. And remember, if you want your question answered, comment on one of our bit videos. I'd like to see more questions from you guys and answer them. Bye.